भवतीरुक्तं श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति निष्ठति कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं दण्डयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाक्षाकरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। योऽन्ता प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्रणमो भगवते पुरुषाय कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामितम्। Hare Krishna. Welcome to our third session on Nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today and tomorrow we will be discussing a very important topic, part 1 and part 2 of Are we missing Krishna? Is it that while practicing Bhakti Yoga, somewhere we are missing Krishna? Are we licking the bottle of honey from outside rather than actually tasting honey? So we'll discuss this from one pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 23rd chapter. So basically the essences of these discussions will be external knowledge is not as important as a simple heartfelt offering to the Lord. Sometimes we get distracted by the externals that we forget that the essence of Bhakti Yoga is to be able to offer our hearts to the Lord. So this is the 23rd chapter of 10th canto, a very beautiful pastime. So Krishna and his covered boyfriends, they're enjoying in the forest of Vrindavan. They're having a great time. They're playing, they're having fun. So Krishna tells his friends, please go and ask from the Brahmanas who was performing yajna nearby. Ask them for food, because the context is these boys are telling Krishna that they're very hungry. Now, when Krishna would kill demons, like let's say Krishna comes in front of you and kills a huge demon, you would be impressed. You would say, wow, you must be God. Right? That's what you would say, wow. But when Krishna's friends would see Krishna killing a demon, they wouldn't get impressed. They would say, what's the big deal? If you are really God, then you should kill another demon, which is hunger, which is attacking us right now. So they are not impressed by Krishna's Herculean task. So there's a beautiful way this chapter begins. Shri Gopa Uchuhu, the boys are asking Krishna. Maybe you can repeat these verses after me. Simple. That way you will also touch Krishna in the form of his holy name. Sound vibration. Rama Rama Mahabaho. Rama Rama Mahabaho. Krishna Dushta Nibharana. Krishna Dushta Nibharana. Eshavai Bhante Shunnas. Tashantim Kartumarhata. So the boys are telling Rama Rama Mahabahu Balram, oh Balram, Krishna, Dushtan Varna, oh Krishna, both of you are so strong. Both of you can kill so many demons, you are so expert. But what is the use? If you are really powerful, then you should kill this demon of hunger who has attacked us. Eshavai Bhadate Shunnas, we are feeling very hungry. Tashantim, please pacify our hunger. So you are great, Krishna, then kill our hunger. They are ordering Krishna. It's interesting. We don't order God, right? We are supposed to take orders from God. But Krishna loves this role. He loves to be controlled by his devotees. In fact, the 10th canto describes the 12th chapter. Of course, we are in the 23rd chapter now. But the 11th and 12th chapter describes how Krishna would be ordered by his friends and how Krishna would please them. Mushnanto, okay, this verse also, please repeat. Mushnanto nonya shikhyadi Yatam arata chikshipu Tatratascha punah dura Dashantascha punah tadu. So how this is a typical day in Vrindavan? What would happen? So somebody would steal the lunch box of one of Krishna's friends. And then this boy would look for the lunch box. So my mother had packed lunch for me. Where is this? As you would keep looking for it, you would see it is missing. And then you would see one of the other boys have the lunch box. You would go to him, hey, this is my lunch box. And what would that boy do? Mushnantanoni shikyadi. You would throw it away to another boy. The boy would realize, Yatam arata chikshipu. My lunch box was stolen. It was with him. Now he has given this lunch box to him. So then he would go to this boy. And what would this boy do? Tatratyasya punah dura. He would throw it off to another place. To another boy. And finally, this boy would start crying. Oh, my lunch box is gone. And when he would start crying, the boys would give back the lunch box to him. And when they would give back the lunch box to him, he would start laughing. And when he would start laughing, everyone would start laughing. This is the way his boy would have fun every day. So this is how Krishna and his friend would enjoy every day. Where Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he would be treated like an ordinary boy. In fact, at home, Krishna would not reveal he's the Supreme Lord. Remember, Krishna lifted the Govardhana mountain. But at home, when his father would come, his father is to take lunch. So there is an asana is put in the baby home. They would put a small pita for eating prasad. So Krishna would try to lift that and he would not be able to lift. Remember, it's the same Krishna who lifted the Govardhana. So his father would come home from the pasturing grounds. So then Krishna would carry his father's footwear on his head and run. Vipatti pachit agyata Pita konmana padukam Bhavukshepam chakurte Swanam cha Pritimavahan. This is such a beautiful verse. It describes Krishna, what he would do at home. He would try to lift the asan and he would not be able to. And then what he would do? He would feel, no, I should be able to lift it. Today I'm not able to lift it, tomorrow I will lift it. So he would start, Bahu Shepam Chakurte, he would start slapping his arms. Okay, I'll become strong. And then I will lift. And when he would do this, all his family members, Preeti, what would happen to them? Swana, Preeti Mavan, their happiness, their love for Krishna would expand. They would see, oh, our Krishna is so sweet. So his childish activities are amazing. So Krishna, by his childish activities, he would charm the heart of residents of Vrindavan. So this is what is happening in Vrindavan. I'm just giving you a context of what is happening. Before we dive into the pastime, this context is important. Therefore, Shukdev Goswami says that what you are experiencing in Vrindavan is something very special. We want to get attached to this Krishna, who is always playing with his friends, who is controlled by the love of his devotees. Yatpadapamso bahujanma krishrato dhritat viryogi virapalabhyaha Saeva yadru vishaya swayam stita kim varnyate dishtamapto brajokasam. Shukdev Goswami says, you know, who is the person you are approaching now? Yatpadapamso bahujanma krishrato. After many, many lifetimes of devotional service, a person cannot approach that person in Vrindavan is so easily accessible. There are yogis who do not serve. They don't get accessible first. That is Krishna. So that person who is inaccessible to the whole creation, that person, what is he doing? He's standing in front of this voice. The same person who is inaccessible to great yogis is playing with ordinary coward boyfriends. He's saying, oh, what can I describe the great fortune of the boys of Vrindavan? The Supreme Lord, who is inaccessible to the great yogi, is playing like an ordinary boy with his friends in the pasturing ground of Vrindavan. And he's being ordered by his friends. So you may wonder, why is God doing this? Have you ever wondered why Krishna does this? Playing with his friends, enjoying like this. Anybody knows why Krishna would do this? Why is he playing with his boyfriends like this, like an ordinary boy, herding cows, throwing lunch boxes, wrestling with them? Why would Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, do such a childish activity? Any answers? Anything? Who is answering? Yes, Prabhu. To enjoy and to give pleasure to his friends. To enjoy and to give pleasure to his friends. Very good answer. Anything else? You are right. Just wanting to know more perspectives. Yes. Krishna loves them, so he is giving them a lot of importance. That is also correct. Yes.
Just to enjoy, he also wanted to experience that pleasure as well.
He also wanted to experience the pleasure of being ordered by his friends. Yes, that is also correct. All the three answers are correct. Anything else? Any other perspective? Why Krishna is doing this?
You get attracted.
Yes. When we see this, we will get attracted to Krishna. That is also right. Anything else? Yes, bro.
It's covered by Yoga Maya.
Yes, Krishna is covered. But sometimes people say, does Krishna know he is God? See, if Krishna knows he is God, then that pastime will be drama. It will not be real. If you say Krishna doesn't know he is God, that means he's already a person. So therefore, there is something called Yoga Maya, which is Krishna's divine potency. It covers Krishna. This is Krishna's own internal potency. Krishna, by his own violation, allows himself to be covered. See, Krishna has an amazing contradiction. Krishna is Sarvagya, he knows everything. And Krishna is simultaneously Mugdha. Mugdha means he is bewildered, he is confused, he is covered. Krishna is simultaneously all knowing and is also not knowing, Mugdha. Why is Sarvagya? How he knows everything? He knows everything because he is there in your heart as Paramatma, as a super soul. Krishna can see, Krishna can know what is happening. He knows all the desires of all the living entities because he is Sarvagya. But same Krishna doesn't know that his mother is hiding behind a pillar to catch him. So Krishna is also Mugdha. He is also confused, he is also bewildered. So Sri Jiva Goswami gives a beautiful example of how to understand Krishna is covered. He says, a beautiful example. He says, there is a bumblebee which goes to the flowers to take nectar. Okay? There is a lot of nectar in the lotus flower. So the bumblebee goes there. It takes the nectar. When it takes the nectar, it starts enjoying so much nectar from the lotus flower that when the lotus petals close, the bumblebee can easily penetrate that petal because the bumblebee is very strong. You know that. Daru Veda Nipunopi Sadangre Nishkriya Bhavati Pankaja Koshe. The bumblebee has so much power that it can penetrate even Daru. Daru means what? Good. Good, good. I thought you'd think something else. Indians, when they hear Daru, they think something else. Daru Veda Nipunopi. So Daru, it can penetrate wood, but look at its weakness. Suddenly, this bumblebee, Nishkriya Bhavati Pankaja Koshe. When the lotus petals close, this bumblebee is not able to penetrate the soft petals of the lotus. Isn't there a contradiction? Something can penetrate wood, gets trapped by lotus petal. Why? Because the bumblebee sees there is so much nectar here. That nectar the bumblebee gets round. And when the lotus petals close, the bumblebee allows itself to be covered by the petals because it is enjoying so much nectar in those petals. Do you get this? Similarly, Krishna is like a bumblebee. Krishna enters the heart of his pure devotees. And he sees there is so much nectar there. They love me so much. Krishna says, oh, these devotees love me so much. He feels so grateful. He feels so happy that they love me so much. He starts enjoying that nectar from their heart. And as he enjoys that nectar, the knowledge which he had about himself, of Sarvagya, that knowledge gets covered because he's busy enjoying the nectar. And his own opulence and the knowledge gets covered because of the love that is experiencing the heart. That's how the all-knowing Supreme Lord Sarvagya becomes, what the two qualities we discussed? Mugdha. Sarvagya becomes. So Shukdev Goswami explains, why does Krishna allow or do these kind of things? Because of two reasons. Krishna wants the whole world to know two things. And that's why he plays with his friends like an ordinary child. What are these two things? Please repeat. Darshayam Sadvidam Loka Atmano Pritya Vashyatam Brajasyo Vahavai Harsham Bhagavan Balacheshite. The Lord is giving darshan like this to the whole world because Darshayam Sadvidam Loka, because He wants you to know, first thing, Atmano Bhritya Vashyata. I am controlled by my devotees. Please know, the whole world, please know, I am not saying. Krishna is saying like this. Please know, all of you, I am controlled by my devotees. And then Krishna, the second reason is, Krishna says, okay, whether you know that I am controlled by my devotees or not, that's I don't care. The real reason why I do that is Rajasya Vahavai Harsham, to make the Brijvasis happy, to give them joy. I perform these pastimes. Bhagavan and Balaji, Krishna becomes like a wonderful child. That the Brijvasis become very happy just for their happiness. So this is the background of the pastime that we are discussing. Krishna is enjoying with his friends. What has happened just now? What are the friends told Krishna? Huh? They are hungry, they want prasad, they want food. So Krishna tells them, okay, go to this Brahmana nearby. They are performing sacrifices. Go and tell them that please give prasad for Krishna and Balaram. But you ask food in the name of Balaram first, but Balaram is a Kshatriya. So they will give in the name of Balaram. Actually, Krishna knew that these Brahmanas were proud. And he is right now already hinting that what their response is going to be. Krishna knows that they will not give. So he tells the boys, go there. So the boys go there. And when the boys go and ask food from the Brahmanas, what do the Brahmanas do? They keep quiet. They don't say anything. They don't give prasad. They don't refuse. They don't talk. They ignore these boys. See, ignorance is horrible. Either you tell someone, I like you, or take this, or you don't. You tell them, I don't want to give you, you shout at them. See, when you're angry with someone or you talk to someone, at least you are acknowledging their presence. But when you ignore, it's a very, very big insult. So, Shubhe Goswami narrating this pastime to Parikshit Maharaj. He says, oh, Parikshit Maharaj, you please don't get angry. Because Parikshit Maharaj is the lover of Krishna. So, Parikshit Maharaj is hearing this pastime. He may get agitated hearing that these Brahmanas are not serving Krishna and Balaram. They are so proud. So Krishna and Balaram, they want to give prasad to Krishna and Balaram. So Parikshit Maharaj may get upset. So Shukdev Goswami says, please don't get angry. I know if you were there, you would have punished these Brahmins. But please don't get angry. Because in the end, this pastime would have a very sweet ending. So right now, the Brahmanas ignore the boys. The boys are feeling very bad that we came on behalf of Krishna and Balaram. They are asking for food. They're not giving us anything. So they come back. And they tell Krishna, we did not get prasad. So the Shukdev Goswami explains very beautifully what is the psychology of these Brahmanas. Iti te bhagavad yachnam shringvatopi na shushushu rudraja bhuri karmano balisha vritamalina. Please understand this. The boys are asking on behalf of the Supreme Lord. Vidite Bhagavad Yasna, behalf of the Lord they are asking. But what is the Brahmana doing? Shrimbadopina Shushushu. They are hearing, but they are not hearing. They heard the appeal, but it makes no difference to them. Why? Because their hearts are petty, weak. They are interested in cheap things. Shudracha, Bhuri, Karmano, they're only interested in ritualistic activities. Balisha, Vruddhamanina, they are actually childish. Children have come to them. Look at the poetic way Shukdev Goswami is saying. Children have come to him, but they are child. They are childish. Balisha, but Vruddhamanina, they think they are very senior. They are big Brahmanas, they are educated. So this is the inner resistance I was talking about day before yesterday. That they have inner resistance. They hear about Krishna's glories, but they do not offer anything to Krishna. They know Krishna is the Lord. Shunvato Pina Shushrutu. They have been hearing for a long time, but they don't surrender to Krishna. We keep hearing about Krishna every day in our Bhagavatam classes, but we don't surrender to Krishna. Pashyan apina pashyati. They see that everybody is suffering in the material world, but they don't understand the importance of spiritual life. Pashyan apina pashyati. Second canto Parishit Sukadeva Goswami says. And now it's saying Shunvatopina Shushrutu. Hearing, but not hearing. Seeing, but not seeing. This is our situation. They were so near Krishna, but they missed Krishna. They had an opportunity to give Krishna, but they did not give Krishna. This is the tragedy. Therefore, our tragedy is also same. We are very close to Krishna. We are coming to temple every day. We hear so much. Durlabha manava janma lobiya samsare. Krishna na bhajino dukha kahi bhoga. Bhaktivinoda Thakur very beautifully sings. He says, this human form of life is so rare. Durlabha manava janma. And in this world, we've got human form of life. Lobiya samsare. But look at the tragedy. Krishna na bhajino dukha. I'm not worshipping Krishna. I'm not coming to Krishna. Oh, what a tragedy this is. And what am I doing instead? Instead of coming to Krishna, what am I doing? Samsara kuri niche kelaka. Labh na kahilo kichu gatilo janjal. He says, I'm only doing samsara, which means earning money, managing house, only my personal life. I have nothing to do with spiritual. Samsara kuri, and my time is going like this. Niche kelaka. And what are the benefits I'm getting? Labh na kahilo kichu, no labh. And instead, what am I getting? Ghati lo janjal. I'm getting entangled in material life more and more. I'm getting into a mess. This is our situation because we are ignoring Krishna. And these Brahmanas are great pandits, great scholars, and they are missing Krishna. So they come back very disappointed. Oh Krishna, oh Balaram, these Brahmanas, they ignored us. We did not get any prasad. And what is Krishna's response? Anybody knows how did Krishna respond when the boys came back? They failed to get prasad. Krishna laughed. Krishna said, no problem. This is the nature of begging. When you beg, sometimes we get, sometimes we don't get. Krishna doesn't take it seriously. Krishna says, but now, again you go. But this time, don't go to the Brahmanas. Where should you go?
The wives of the Brahmanas.
To the wives of the Brahmanas who are behind the Yajna Sthali. They are preparing and assisting their husbands in the Yajna performance. Go and meet them and tell them that you are hungry and ask them for prasadam and see what happens. Now, these Brahmana wives, they were not great scholars. They were not expert in Yajna. They did not know all the technical things about Yajna. They were simple women. They were simply assisting their husbands in Yajna. Now, the men had refused to give prasad. But look at what the women do. When the boys go and tell these women that Krishna and Balaram are hungry, please give prasad. And what do the women do? Whatever prasad they had, Chaturvidam Bahugunam Annam Adaya Bhajane Vishashru Priyam Sarva Samudram Viva Nimnaga. They run to Krishna and Balaram with all the prasadam. There are 4 kinds of prasadam that they have. Not four prasadam, 4 variety, 4 main categories. Under each category, there are many prasadam. Chaturvidam, Bahugunam, and each of these prasadam had a lot of variety and lot of qualities, fragrance, taste. Chaturvidam, Bahugunam, Annam, Adaya, Bhajane, very, very big pots. They carried all this prasadam and they ran towards their most dear worshipable Krishna, Abhishashru Priyam Sarva. How did they run to Krishna? Samudram, river Nimnaga, just like rivers run into an ocean. They ran towards Krishna. And what are the four kinds of prasadam? Anybody knows? Chewed, licked, sucked, and chewed,
Drink.
licked, sucked, and swallowed. So all the prasadam was in these four categories. Can you think of examples? I don't know. What is chewed, what is licked, what is sucked? I think everything will come in there. Pizza, ice cream, everything included in that. So then they came with all this prasadam. You might think, wow, this is a good story, happy story. Krishna and Balaram are hungry, and his Mataji is getting prasadam. So the story, no, there's a lot of twists here, a lot of turns here. We'll see. Now, when they were getting prasadam, it was not so easy. They were stopped. It was not so easy, just run with prasadam to Krishna. But they disregarded. They ran to Krishna although they were stopped. Who stopped them?
Ramanas.
Their Ramanas, their husbands. See, look at our good fortune, all of us here. We have a fortune. We can practice Krishna consciousness. I'll tell you some of the children in Mumbai. So I'm doing a youth program in Mumbai now. So youth means age group of 15 to 25. That is this group of young boys and girls who come for my class every week. And some of the stories, how they practice bhakti in the challenging situations, it's so heart-wrenching. And here I see, you can run to Krishna, you have full support. There, like there are two girls from my class, they are from Jain background, Jain, they're very strict. So these two girls, they are so sincere, they want to chant 16 rounds every day. But their parents don't allow because they think Krishna is not a god. They consider they give very bad. They consider Krishna as somebody in hell and like that. They offend Krishna. But these girls are attracted to Krishna, just like the Brahmana wives. They are also soft. But what they did, they took admission in a college which is just 2 minutes from our temple. So every day they have to come this side. So before going to college, they come to temple. And you know what they do at home? They keep the bead bag in the bed, and when they put the blanket, they're sleeping. Inside the blanket, they chant under the quilt. Like nobody can see. And when they go for like family vacation or holiday, so their parents are with them, so they can't be seen. So they early, their midnight around 1 o'clock, they get up. Nobody is watching. They chant their rounds. So intense. Every day they have been chanting system. So sometimes, if you think, oh, I have no problem, I can come to temple, Krishna will test you in some other way. Everybody will face have to go through this, what these women have gone through. They were stopped. But our good fortune, we may be like the Brahmanas. We may miss Krishna, although we have a complete chance to serve Krishna. But if we really love Krishna, then we'll face challenges also. We'll face somebody stopping us. Something will stop. Therefore, one Vaishnava Acharya has seen very beautifully that, my dear Krishna, my only hope is I want to please you. Jagat Karana Tumi Jagat Jiva Tom Chada Korunani He says, my dear Lord, you are the cause of the whole universe, you are the Supreme Lord. If I give you up, like this Brahmanas did, they ignored you. So much Shada, Corona, Radharaman, if I give you up, I am no. This is unfortunate. We don't want to give up on Krishna. But there is something interesting. We can't give up Krishna. We have no hope if we give up Krishna. But imagine what Krishna gives us up. Bhuvana Mangala Tomi Bhuvanerapati Tumi Upakile Nata. You are the Supreme Lord of the whole creation, my dear Lord. If you ignore us, see, the Brahmanas ignored Krishna, but it don't make any difference to Krishna. So this Bhajan, Vaishnava is saying, तुम्ही उपखिले नाथा योगिते गती. If we ignore you, you are no loss. But if you ignore us, imagine Brahmanas ignored Krishna. Krishna and Balram's friends. Krishna doesn't get affected, but imagine Krishna ignores us. What will happen? You come to Krishna, pray, Krishna, please help me. Krishna ignores. He is saying this will be disastrous, but my hope is I know Krishna, you will never ignore us. Krishna will never ignore us. So therefore, this pastime is an inspiration where Krishna is sending this boy to the right kind of persons, that is the Brahmana wives, and they were stopped. Who stopped them? Nishidhyamana Patived. Can you repeat this? Nishidhyamana Patived. Bhrataved Bandhuve Sute. Bhagavati Uttaman Shloke. Shuta Dutachaya. Who stopped them? Pativid, their husbands stopped them. Bhrataved, their brothers stopped them. Bandhuve, their relatives stopped them. Sute, their children stopped them. All of them stopped these women from going to Krishna. But what did they do? Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. They went running towards Krishna. Why? Dirgha Shruta Vitacha. They had been hearing about Krishna for a long time, and their heart was completely attached to Krishna. Look at the contrast. Just a few verses before we read, the Brahmanas heard, but they did not hear. Shrinvatopi na shushushu. They heard, but they did not hear. Whereas these Matajis, they heard and they acted on it. So who are we? Are we like the Brahmanas who hear so much but don't act? Or are we like the Brahmana wives who hear for a long time and who surrender to Krishna when the challenge comes? So they made a choice, the women made a choice. They chose Krishna. And what did the Brahmanas do? They chose their rituals, their empty puja. They had a lot of knowledge, they had a lot of rituals, but there was no Krishna there. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his bhajan says that you may have a lot of knowledge about Krishna, you may become expert pandits in scriptures, but it is useless if we don't offer our heart to Krishna. Jnana karma bhagatui more pratadiyaloi avasheshe pele sindhu jale avasheshe pele sindhu jale. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says there are two dacoits. Why? What are the dacoits? Jnana karma bhagatui. Jnana, speculative knowledge, and karma, ritualistic performance of Yajna. We may learn lot of scriptures and speculate, and we may perform lot of Yajna. Jnana, karma, who are they? Thaga. Thaga matlab dacoits. They are thieves, these two. And what do? They bind me up. Jnana, karma, thaga. And when they bind me, more pratadiyalo, and then they throw me into an ocean of suffering. So if we don't have devotion for Krishna and we simply learn knowledge, and we elaborate ideas, then we are being trapped by two dacoits called
Karma.
Jnana and Karma. And what do these dacoits do? Avasheshe pele sindhu jale. Avasheshe pele sindhu jale. They throw us into an ocean of suffering. So, my dear friends, our life will be only filled with suffering if there is only knowledge and fruitive activities without. Therefore, Lord Krishna, I want devotion like the simple Brahmana wives. I don't want simply knowledge. I want you. He no samaye bandhu, tumi Krishna kripa sindhu. Kripa karo, lo more bade. Kripa karo, lo more river. He's saying, look at the graphic way he describes. He says, okay, at this time I'm drowning in the ocean. Imagine somebody drowning. And what will happen? How can you save yourself if you are drowning in an ocean, middle of ocean? What can save you? How can you be saved if you are drowning in the middle of an ocean? Huh?
Waves.
Waves. Waves will save you. Huh? Someone has to pull you out. He is saying, at this time when I am drowning, hey no samaye bandhu, tumi Krishna kripa sindhu. Krishna, you can pull me out of this ocean because you are also an ocean in yourself. This is ocean of suffering where I am, but you are ocean of kripa. You are ocean of mercy. You are kripa sindhu. I am in suffering sindhu. I am in the ocean of suffering. But you are ocean of mercy. So what you should do, Krishna, please, tumi kripa sindhu, kripa kori loho more bole. Pick me up from this ocean and throw me into your ocean. Pick me up from the ocean of suffering and put me in the ocean of your mercy. This is our prayer. We don't want to become like this great Brahmana, learned scholars who know all the scriptures, everything, and attached to doing all the rituals. But where is Krishna? Krishna is missing. Everything we know, but Krishna is not there. What is the use? So therefore, what these wives did is exemplary. These Brahmana wives ran to Krishna, although they were stopped. They disregarded all obstacles and they ran to Krishna full speed. And when they came running to Krishna, what did they see? Anybody knows? They came to all the pots of Krishna, Balaram are hungry. Let us go. So when they brought and they saw, what did they see? Anybody knows? This amazing sight. What they saw is described in Bhagavatam extremely beautifully. Shamam hiranya paridim vanamalya varha dhatu pravalantare shamanurakamse vinyasta hastaitarena dhunanamadyam karuno palalakapolam khabjahas. So when they came, this is what they saw. Shamam, Krishna's complexion is like a fresh monsoon cloud. And his own dazzling yellowish garments. Shamam, Hiranya Paridin, Vanamalya Paraha. He has a beautiful garment of forest flowers. And he has a beautiful peacock feather on his head. And on top of that, Krishna's face is decorated with minerals, dust of Vrindavan. Dhatu, Pravala, Natavesha, See, generally, if you go and play, the children play, and their face gets dirty with mud, dust, what do you do when you come home? You wash your face, you take bath. This dust is actually making us dirty. We become unclean. But Krishna's beauty becomes more when he's filled with the dust of Vrindavan. And then he's dancing, he's standing like an expert actor. Like an expert dancing actor is standing. And what is Krishna doing? This is very, very important. What is Krishna doing? One hand he has put on the shoulder of his friend. The other hand, Krishna is very dexterously twirling the lotus flower with his fingers. He is twirling it and has put his hand on the shoulder of his friend. And Krishna is standing smiling. He has something on his ears. He has lily flowers stuck on his ears. I don't know if you have this for big mother. Yes, you have some big flowers on your mother's hair. So when we dress Gopinath in Chapati, we tie turban. Sometimes we put flowers here. Lily flowers. So this is the way Krishna and Mukhabja, enchanted smile. Krishna enchanted smile. This is the way Krishna is standing in front of this woman. This is what this is the first darshan they get of Krishna. You go on to Vrindavan, see Krishna Balaram temple, you see Krishna Balaram deities out there standing. This is the first time they are seeing Krishna and Balaram. This is what they see. And what is important here, Sri Krishna Thakur explains, Krishna is twirling a lotus flower because he's telling them, my dear women, you come to me, I am twirling your heart, which is also like a lotus flower. I'm playing with it because there's a lot of churning of emotions happening. It's not easy to leave everything and come running to Krishna. And they have done that. So they are feeling intense emotional churning. So Krishna is twirling their heart with emotion. And then Krishna is saying, actually, my heart is also getting twirled like this lotus flower. I'm also feeling a lot of emotions for you. This is what happens in Krishna consciousness. Prabhu's Mataji's, boys, girls, we know it's not simply happy, hanky dory. No, there is going to be a lot of churning in the heart. And Krishna loves to play and do that. Like one of my very, very close friends, please, I'm just hoping this story will, this example will somewhere inspire you. When he was 17 years old, he came to Radha Rasbihari temple. Took darshan of Radha Rasbihari Krishna. He came to know what is ISKCON. He saw Krishna's beautiful form. And next year, he went blind. He actually went blind. Some complicated disease connected to the vein in the brain. And at the age of 17, he has gone blind. And the last darshan he had of Krishna was Radha Rasbihari temple. And then after that, he was introduced to Krishna consciousness by our devotees. And he came to Radha Gopinath temple. Last 20-25 years, he's coming to our temple. But he has never seen Radha Gopinath. Because he can't see. But Radha Gopinath is seeing him every time he comes. He comes to Japa in the morning, plants. He travels a long distance. He's got a good job in a multinational company. But he is blind. And he can't see Krishna. I sometimes, because he's my close friend, I tell him, what is the last impression of Krishna? Because he had proper vision like you and me. It's not that he was born blind. Please know there's a difference between being born blind and actually becoming blind. He has seen the world. He has seen the beauty. He has seen Krishna's beautiful form. And then at the age of 70, he goes blind. And then he comes to Krishna consciousness. And he's never seen Radha Gopinath. So I asked him, what do you think Radha Gopinath is like? Then he describes to me Radha Rasbihari temple. Because he's been there. That's the last thing he has seen. But you may not be able to see Krishna. But two things are happening. Krishna is seeing him. And secondly, he is seeing Krishna with internal eyes, not with these eyes. And the proof is, he has memorized this verses, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Anybody know this verses? Agre Kuruna Mata Pandavanam Dushyasanena Davastra Kesha Krishna Tada Kroshadananyanatha Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. There are 71 verses like this, which describe Krishna as Govinda Damodara. How? So he has memorized all the 71 verses. And when he describes Krishna's beauty, you will be stunned. When he's a grahastha, he has a lot of responsibility, he has 2 children, but he has memorized all these verses with all his challenges. And when he describes Krishna's personal beauty, it's as if he's seeing Krishna better than you and me. And I am amazed whenever I meet him, I tell him, describe Krishna's beauty. He is able to see something which I am not able to see. Although I have eyes, and he is externally blind. So Krishna, seeing Krishna, there is a lot of churning which is happening in his heart. So he describes to me how when he was 18, 19, when he went blind, how helpless he became and all of that. It's intense, Bruce. We have taken our 2 eyes for granted, right? We don't know what it is like to not have. this vision. But he is very sharp, very intelligent, but he cannot see. But he is seeing Krishna, and Krishna is seeing. So the point I'm saying is when we choose Krishna, our whole world changes, a lot of churning happens, and so we have to choose Krishna. Like the Brahmanas, right? Right? No. Like the
Why?
I'm testing you to see if you are alert and awake. For us, the challenge is we don't choose Krishna because we are attracted by the dazzle that glamour of this thing. Ishera samsaraye chaya bari pray. Iyate mamata kori krita din jay. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this bhajan 150 years ago. In 1860s, 70s, they written this when there were no movies. There was no Bollywood, Hollywood. And he says, what is my life? He says, my life is like Chaya Baji Prai. So in Bengal, in 1870s, you know what was entertainment? Like now, if you want entertainment, you take out your smartphone and watch Netflix. During those days, all the people would gather in the village and you would put a big white cloth tied to two trees or something. And behind the white cloth, they would have a lantern light lit up with kerosene oil. And to the reflection of that light, they would make images which would be flashed on the screen. And those images people would watch, and that was their entertainment. That was called Chaya Baji Prai, shadow on the clock. That was the movies of 1870s and 80s. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, what is my life? Ishera samsaraye chaya bari pray. My life is simply some light flashing on the screen. It's illusion. And I'm putting so much affection for the illusion. My day is all going waste. And I'm not able to realize that my body is going to be finished. Children, the family won't give me any happiness because this body itself is going to go away. Nobody's going to give me any happiness. I was telling someone recently that you have to attach to your children not because they need you, because you need them to need you. As you get older, our attachments give a lot of suffering. This is the nature of this world. And these women who ran to Krishna with prasadam, they may not know all the shlokas that their husbands knew. They may not have all the knowledge of the Vedas, but they followed one simple principle. When there is a choice of Maya, choice of Krishna, they chose Krishna. This is very, very important. They came to the prasadam, Krishna was very happy. Krishna said, oh ladies, thank you for coming and giving this prasadam. Please welcome, please sit down. He makes them sit. And he talks to them. And after that, he said, okay, I'll go back home. What do? They refuse to go back home. They say, no, Krishna, now we will be with you only. Krishna said, no, your wives are Brahmanas. No, we will be your maid servants. No, I'm a Vaishya. I'm mercantile class. You are Brahmana. Brahmanas don't become servants of Vaishyas. So this is not a proper service for you. Please go back. Your husbands need you. They are performing yajna. So this Mataji said, no, they don't need us. They have rejected us. Now they won't accept us when we go back. So let us remain as your maid servants. Krishna, we heard a lot about you from the peanut sellers, from the different traders who came to our village. So we have heard about you for a long time, and now we are seeing you. And now we realize you are so beautiful. See, this is the difference between seeing Krishna and seeing the beauty of this world. In this world, something is promised to you. This is wonderful. This is beautiful. This is exciting. And when you actually experience it, is it the same as what you thought it would be, or is it less? Less. But Krishna, what is promised to you about how much happiness Krishna will give you, and then what you actually experience, that is much more than what's promised. See, in this world, That is over promise and under deliver. They promise you a lot, but they give you very little. But in Krishna, the promise, whatever is given, but the actual thing we experience is much, much more. His Grace Gurujan Prabhu says that when you go back to Krishna, in the spiritual world, we will tell Krishna, Krishna, you're so beautiful. When I was in the material world, I used to hear you are as beautiful as a full moon, you are as beautiful as a lotus flower. What is that beauty compared with nothing? You are actually much, much more beautiful than what I had imagined. In material world, what we experience is much, much less than what we imagine. This is the way. So the Brahmana Patni say, Krishna, we don't want to leave you. We want to be with you always. So then, Hare Krishna, Saram Krishna, Jagannath, Buddhist program, all the time. Actually, Srila Prabhupada explains how the women in general, they have kind of simplicity. When it comes to accepting the Lord's authority, Prabhupada says, simplicity of acceptance of Lord's authority is more powerful than insincere, showy, religious fervor. This is the exact sentence Prabhupada says. When we experienced it, we had this Mahapandal program during the 1996 Prabhupada centennial year. There was Cricket World Cup going on at that time. The famous India-Pakistan cricket match. So Radha Mother did not know that there is a cricket match going on. She is giving a class, and the whole class in that Mahasatsang Pandal program, there are some thousands of women and only one or two men sitting on the bench. Maharaj said, what is this? So then when Roger came and said, Maharaj, today is a very big match, India-Pakistan World Cup match. Maharaj said, the women are so simple, they all have come. And their husbands are sitting and watching match. And the Maharaj went on giving class. And at some point of time in the class, the match got over. India won. And all the firecrackers, everybody came to know that India had won. And then suddenly, 5 minutes, the Pandal was filled with the men. All the men had come as if to thank Krishna, thank God that India won the match. Then Maharaj was laughing later, coming back to the temple in the car. He said, see, these women were so simple, such an important match, but they were happy to come and hear Krishna's words. So, this is the simplicity is needed. So, Krishna is telling this Matajis that you are Brahmana, I am Vaishya. For me, my associates are gopis. Gopis are best for me. So, but then this Mataji say, okay, you don't accept as your maid servants, no problem. Let us remain in the forest. We remain here as forest deities. Just take the remnants, whatever you reject, that we will accept as Maha. And then Krishna tells them, no, my dear ladies, please go back home. Don't be afraid. Your husband will accept you. I assure you. And finally, the gopis go back because Krishna orders them. And then Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, Krishna orders gopis to go back during Ras Leela. Did the gopis go back? They refused to follow Krishna's order. And here the Brahmana wives followed Krishna's order. So then Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, it is not that gopis have done something which is pleasing to Krishna, or the Brahmana Patnis have done something which is pleasing to Krishna. He says, both have pleased Krishna. Gopis pleased Krishna by disobeying him, and the Brahmana Patnis pleased Krishna by obeying him. Krishna wanted that to happen, and that's what they did. So then Krishna explains to them that it is not that you simply be with me, then you will be happy or you will experience my love. It is not in physical proximity. It's a very, very important verse. Krishna says, Shravana, Darshana, Dhyanan, Mani Bhavon Kirtana, Natata Sannikarshena, Pratiyata Tatograhan. He said, if you want to experience my presence in your life, Shravana, Darshana, Dhyana, hear about me, take my darshan, meditate upon me, and how? Mahi Bhavur Kirtanam, glorifying, but all with one pointed attention and focus. Na tata sannikarshena, it is not that you physically come and sit with me, then you will experience love. It is not physical proximity. So therefore, go home, perform your noble duties. It is not physical proximity. The Prabhupada said, sometimes a mosquito may be hovering around the bed. Does that mean the mosquito is getting a lot of mercy? The mosquito may be harassing the spiritual master, being so physically close. It is not physical proximity. I know, sometimes we will be staying in the temple and we may still miss Krishna. And the grasthas may be staying outside, but they will be feeling Krishna. So it is not physical proximity, it is the choices we make that reaches Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. And his first servant's name was, anybody South India who are there in Kala Krishna Das. He is with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine the physical proximity? What did Kala Krishna Das do? He got distracted by the Bhattaharis who offered him wealth and women, and he just got completely bewildered. Ridana Dekhana Tanra Lobhada Nila Arya Sarala Viprera Buddhina Shabhila. He saw these women, he saw Paisa, Ridana Dekhana Tanra Lobhada Nila, lot of greed and desire rose in his heart. He was with the Supreme Lord. And such a person, he was not a low class man. Kalakrishna was not some low class man. He was Arya Sarala Viprera, Buddhina Shabhila. Arya was a very cultured person. And Sarala, very simple. Sometimes we think if you're simple hearted and very cultured, you will not have problems in life. But he was cultured. He was simple hearted. And Viprera, he was Brahminical also, very clean, well behaved. And he had problems. He was the personal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he left. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport there. If somebody is so close to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can be distracted by Maya. What to speak of you and me? Srila Prabhupada writes there. So therefore, it is important that you connect to Krishna, not externals. Externals are important. The rituals help us connect to Krishna. But rituals are empty without the substance of devotion. That is the point. It doesn't matter whether you are a brahmachari, grahastha, married, unmarried, child. What is important is, can we take a step forward to Krishna? If we can do that, we are touching Krishna. Please know this. Externals don't matter. And I know somebody who's connected with Krishna in such a difficult situation. So Krishna is very close to us. You have a bead bag with you, right? I brought my bead bag also. Krishna is so close. We just have to take out a bead bag. Remember Krishna. Connect to the holy name. This is a ritual of chanting, but when we invest our emotions, we connect with Krishna. I'll give you a classic example. One of my friends, very good example. He was giving an exam by which if he passed that exam, he would earn a lot of, get a big job. He was a grasta, lot of loans, debts. And he was in a different, he got to a different city to give an exam. He was staying up till 3 in the night on to study the whole day, whole afternoon, evening, until 2:30, 3 in the night. He would study, sleep for 2-3 hours, then again study. And meanwhile, his family was 2,000 miles away in another city. So then one day in the night, he felt very lonely. He was gripped with anxiety. Will he pass the exam? What is his fate? And now he and his wife, they have a very good relationship. They have been married for 15 years and they knew each other for 10 years before marriage. So they have 25 years of strong relationship. And they were very close friends before they got married. So everything is good in their life. And when he panicked at night at 2 o'clock, whom will he call? Because he needed support, he needed emotional shelter. So he called his wife. And she panicked because somebody calls you, your husband calls you at 2 in the night. It's trouble. She picked up the phone, and then her husband began to tell her how she's feeling. What if we don't clear there, then what happens? And then she consoled him. And they spoke for 1 hour. And then he felt relief. He felt little solace because she gave him that. But the very big one, as they were about to hang up, she said, she told her husband that Prabhu, we could have spoken all of this in the morning, no? After the children have gone to school. You know how difficult it is the morning time. Now I won't get rest. So then he was totally shaken by that. Now then he comes to me next day. And he says, Prabhu, my wife is right. She has so much to do at home. And she was very kind to me. She gave me a lot of time. But that last 1 minute, what she said disappointed me so much that somewhere I felt I didn't get that unconditional love, what I was looking for. There was something which did not satisfy, because which I am not completely satisfied. He's not saying she's wrong. Please understand. He's empathizing with her. He's saying she's right. I could have called in the daytime because she has to manage the house, she has to pack lunch for the kids, she has to do everything at home, and when will she get rest? And I ruined her rest by talking to her for 1 hour. I agreed with her. But Prabhuji, I was in so much distress, I needed that reassurance. She gave me that reassurance, but last minute, just before hanging up, she said that one sentence just spoiled my consciousness completely. I'm so disappointed. He said that. So I said, Prabhu, instead of calling your wife, if you had called Krishna, you would not have been disappointed. I said, pick up the feedback even at 2 o'clock in the night. Just calling Krishna. Pick up the feedback and call Krishna. What is Krishna's number? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. If you are present, that means your network is on. You're able to connect to Krishna. Then Krishna not says, what is this? You're waking me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Krishna is ready 24/7. Any time you can call him. Krishna is always available for you. And then he liked it. He said, I'll try it next time when this is lonely. I don't know if you tried it, but the point I'm saying is we have a choice. If you choose love of this world, even if you get that love, something will remain incomplete. Something will make you inadequate. Cannot give you complete happiness. Only Krishna can give us that complete happiness. And the more choices we make, the more we choose Krishna, and what will happen? When we cannot choose Krishna, Krishna will help us. I'll repeat. The more we choose Krishna now, later when we are weak and we cannot choose Krishna, Krishna will help us. I'll tell you a recent story. Today morning, since morning, many devotees are disturbed because of this plane crash which happened in India. So I was remembering just 3 weeks ago, one of my very close friends was his wife and son were flying from Amsterdam to Mumbai in KLM Airlines. And same thing happened with their plane. One of the engines malfunctioned, and they were just 15 minutes off from Amsterdam coming to Mumbai. And the pilot announced going to an emergency landing. And they were discharging all the fuel because you cannot land with that much of fuel. So then all the technical things I don't remember, but the plane was hovering around the airport on the ocean. Finally, it came to land. And the pilot was very nonchalantly, matter-of-factly telling them, he just did not say made it, but he said everything else. As if he even said, offer your prayers, call your loved ones. You don't know what will happen. I'll try my best to salvage. This is what the pilot, the co-pilot, very matter-of-factly, and this everybody in the plane was crying, screaming. But this Prabhu, my friend, they aren't initially devotees, but because they're sincerely attending classes, they're sincerely chanting every day, they come for yatra, they're associating with devotees. You know what happened? Initially, both the Mataji and the son started crying, and the Prabhu charged. He told both of them, this is a time for this test. We have to remember Krishna. Then this lasted for 25 minutes. After the initial 5 minutes of bewilderment, then all 3 of them held each other's hand. And then they started doing full Vrindavan Parikrama, Mayapur Parikrama, Navadvipdam, they started chanting Hare Krishna. They remembered all the devotees with gratitude, their family with gratitude. Fully Krishna conscious. Meanwhile, everybody else was crying, screaming, making calls, doing whatnot. But these three were just absorbed in Krishna. People noticed this. These three people are different. And finally, when the plane made that emergency landing, the whole airport was filled with some 25 fire ambulances and 25, ambulances, all that, fire brigade, so much of anxiety was there, just palpable. And the plane landed also with a lot of shaking, turning, and almost the plane crashed. They had a close shape. All the, I think, 300, 250 passengers, all of them had a close shape. Now, when the plane landed safely, all the passengers went to the other extreme. They started screaming and clapping. And then they saw these three people, when they were crying, also they were cool. They were remembering Krishna. Now, when they landed safely, also, now these three were not celebrating, they were again thanking Krishna. Their tears in their eyes, they were only remembering Krishna. And then, now the airline company, what they did, because they gave a terrifying experience to their passengers. So now to make up, now the airport, because they came back, they were all given 5-star accommodation. Next day they were sent with another flight. So now the airline company has to make up, right? So they gave a lot of facility. They made a big party arrangement. And again, these three were quiet. They were completely equipoised. And almost all the other passengers came to them and asked, "Who are you? What are you? How are you like this?" Because devotees during this test, they pass this test with flying colors. Because they have been choosing Krishna all the time when it mattered the most, time of death, they were peaceful. But this is the harsh reality of this material world. Death can come at any time. The more we prepare, the more we choose Krishna, then Krishna will protect us when it matters the most. This is what happened with these women. They came to Krishna, they made the right choice. And as Krishna promised them, when they went back, what happened? Their husbands were sorry that they had stopped the mothers. And they apologized. They glorified their wives. And then whom did they condemn? The men condemned themselves. Dijjanmanastri Vradhyarta Dikratam Dikbahugatam Dikulam Dikriyadaksham Vimukaye Advukshade. So many times they use one word. Is that word? Dig. Dig means to hell with. Condemned. What is condemned? Dig Janma, our great birth as Brahmanas is condemnable. Dig Janmanastri Pratyardam. We have studied so much Vedas, all that is condemnable. Dig Vratam, we have taken so much austerities. Dig Bahutgatam, so much knowledge we have, it's all for hell with that knowledge. Why? Because Vimukha, we turn away from Krishna. So if we turn away from Krishna, then all the big things we have done is all useless. All the knowledge, they have so much knowledge, but that knowledge is considered by themselves because they realize their wives had passed the biggest test. See, this test will always come in our lives: to choose Krishna or to choose Maya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one bhajan is very beautifully. Jada vidya jato maya vaibhava tumhara charane badha मोहा जन्मिया अनित्य संसारे जीवों के कराए गाधा. He was very beautiful. He said, this Jada Vidya, when we simply study for the sake of studying, without connecting to Krishna, this is Mayara Vaibhav. This is the opulence of illusion. Jada Vidya Jato Mayara Vaibhav and Tomara Jani Badha. This is a great obstacle on the path of connecting to Krishna. And what more dangerous thing it does is, it gives birth to illusion. Mohajaniya Anitya Samsare. To the temporary world we get attached because we are only pursuing material knowledge. And what it does to the living entity? Jivoke karaye gana. It makes us a donkey. Like a donkey is working hard. We are working hard for without getting anything tangible. Radhashyam Prabhu says that one donkey, he was telling this story once. Radhashyam Prabhu. That one donkey was working very hard for his master, morning to night. So his friend donkey came and said, "Why do you work so hard for your master? Ultimately, in the night, you're only getting little grass. Why don't you leave your master and come to the forest? There is so much grass everywhere. Why do you have to work for him just a little grass?" So the donkey said, "No, no, no, I have very good career prospects here." So this friend donkey said, "What career prospects?" So the other donkey said, "No, no, no, I have to better to work for my master, even though he gives me little grass. Because 2 days back, I overheard my master chastising his daughter that she was not studying properly. She was chastising her. He told her, "You girl, you stupid girl, if you don't study properly, I will get you married to our donkey." So I'm having hope that I will get married to his daughter. What is the prospects of the donkey ever marrying that master's daughter? So Radhashyam was giving the purport. Our hopes of material enjoyment and happiness in this world is like that donkey's hope. Jibo ke korai gadha. And look at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's humility. He says, "I am a donkey like that. Segara hoye samsarera bhoja vainu aneka kala. Barda kya ekhana shaktira abhave kichu nahi lage bhala." He says, "I am a donkey." This is the humility of a wonderful Vaishnava. He is actually saying that he realized we are a donkey. Otherwise, we will not realize. He is presenting himself so vulnerable. Say Gada, look at me, samsarera bhoja, I am carrying the burden of this material world. And for a long, long time. But now what has happened? I have become an old man. Vardhakya ekhana, shaktira abhave, kichu nahi lage bhala. I'm not enjoying anything. I'm not at all happy. So therefore, I am here. So the Brahmanas are condemning themselves. We are so foolish. We are so unfortunate. And look at the Lord's Maya. The Brahmanas are saying, Nunam Bhagavato Maya Yoginam api mohini Yadvayam Guravo Nrana Swarte Muyyamai Bija. They are saying, Guru, we are supposed to be the gurus of the human society, but look at Lord's Maya. Look at Lord's illusory potency that even great yogis are bewildered by this illusion, and we, well, the gurus, we have been bewildered. We did not realize that our real self-interest is to serve Krishna. See, now, very important point in the story. The Brahmanas are realizing that they were in Maya. And then they realize how glorious their wives are. They say, "Our wives, this Mataji, they did not go to his they did not stay in Brahmachari ashram. They did not study the Vedas. They were not so scholars. But when it mattered the most, they made the right choice." And finally, they say one very important verse. Aho pashyata narinam api Krishne jagadguru duranta bhavam yo vidyan Vrityupachan Grahavidan. Look at these Naris. Oh, Pashyata Narina. They took shelter of Krishna when it mattered the most. Api Krishna Jagat Guru. I was telling this family, these 3 members who survived that KLM scare. I was telling them that you were facing the sword of death. The sword of death was above your head, and you chose Krishna. Many of us will not be able to do that because you always took the essence of Krishna consciousness. So when it mattered the most, Krishna helped you. See, sometimes devotees say, "Prabhuji, what if I don't remember Krishna?" No, we choose Krishna now, and when we can't choose Krishna, Krishna will help. Elivatali doshena, that's very beautiful verse. Elivatali doshena, madbhatta mamritasmare, aham smarami madbhatta, tepi anti paramgarim. I will take my devotee back home, back to Godhead. When my devotee cannot remember me during death because of the imbalance of air in the body. Aham smarami mad bhakta, I will remember him. But now we have to make a choice of remembering Krishna. Now this is the story. You may think after all this, wow, these Brahmanas realize their mistake. They have become devotees. Hari Bol. This is the story, right? We should now clap. We should say, fantastic story, good story ending. Now, this is where there is a plot twist, a dramatic twist in the story. What happens? Anybody knows? What happens now at this point? The Brahmanas have realized that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, they realized they made a mistake. But what is the twist in the story? Huh? Yes, the last verse says they didn't go to see Krishna because they were afraid of Kamsa. That so the realization, so very important point, realization does not mean transformation. There is still a choice you have to make. Realization does not automatically lead to change in life. We have to convert our realization into the right choice. So they got the realization that Krishna is Lord. They even realized that they were foolish. They even realized that their wives are great devotees. They realized everything. But still they did not choose Krishna. So this inner resistance is not easy to give up. So we may become pandits, we may become scholars, we may know everything. And we may ask all the questions, but Brahmanas are a classic case of how when somebody speaks in external rituals and misses the essence, we may miss Krishna. We are licking the bottle of honey from outside. They were very near to Krishna, but they were not with Krishna. They were sitting on the bank of Ganga, but they did not jump into they did not actually dive into the. And these Matajis, on the other hand, they were successful. And they offered everything to Krishna. So many of us Indians were attracted by mantra, tantra, mudra, yajna, all these external things were attracted. But we miss the main thing. The gift packing is very good, but inside there is no gift. So we focus on the cover. So therefore, let us understand this is the essence. Many of us we may lose Krishna in the crowd of rituals. The whole Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh Mela of thousands and thousands of people. So much of noise, so much of activity. We may fail to hear Krishna's voice because we are hearing the noise of social media so much everywhere. Krishna we miss. So that is why I said today's and tomorrow's discussion will be on this topic. Are we missing Krishna? I'll again repeat, rituals are important because they help us connect with Krishna. But we have to remember Krishna. Somehow connect with Krishna. That's why Narottama Das Thakur very beautifully says, you know what is our life? Narottama Das Thakur has echoed it most beautifully. He says, we are working very hard. All of us are working hard to become what? Adhane tana kari, tanate apinu, apana karama doshe, apani rubinu. He says, I am working very hard to become poor. Adhane yatana kari, tanate apinu. I have worked very hard to give up my wealth. So here the wealth means Krishna consciousness. Poor means poor in devotion. So we are working hard, we are wasting time, energy in pursuing things which take us away from Krishna. How do we do that? Satsanga chhadi koinu asate dila, bekara na lagi laye karma bandha. He says, look at my foolishness. I have worked so hard to go away from the association of devotees. Satsanga chhadi koinu. What am I doing? Asate dilas. I'm simply enjoying Netflix and Amazon Prime and IPL and Bollywood, not realizing that the sword of death is above my head. I'm not making the right choice. So therefore, it's important that we choose Krishna now and constantly we are absorbed in self-realization. But stop it. Vishaya Vishama Visha Satata Kainu Gaura Kirtana Rase Magan. Simply absorbed in this. For this pastime is supposed to shake us and make us realize that these Brahmanas, after realizing that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, they could not go to Krishna. So therefore, this is the biggest irony. So simply knowing Krishna as the Supreme Lord is not enough. Tomorrow, in fact, we are going to discuss in great detail what are the three levels in which we know Krishna. Simply knowing, knowledge of Krishna is not knowing. There is something more we need to know Krishna. So that we will discuss tomorrow. But today I wanted to make this point that simply knowing Krishna is not, the Lord is not enough, because the Brahmana knew Krishna, what we need is to make the right choices. I want to share what my Guru Maharaj said in 2009 we had a Pune Yatra. This was the last time we had this Pune Yatra where thousands of devotees came. And his last lecture is the most memorable class I've heard from my Guru Maharaj. He said, Zolan Ramasan Maharaj, he said, people think Krishna consciousness is wonderful, but I want to assure all of you that Krishna consciousness runs on two tracks. Excellent sadhana and the right choices. Then he explained it very beautifully. He said, devotees think if I have very good sadhana, I am safe. Maharaj said, no, make excellent sadhana you will do, but when the tests come, you have to make the right choice. And then Maharaj said, some of you think I am making the right choices. Very good. But you cannot make right choices always unless you have good sadhana, good hearing and chanting. So both has to go on. It's not that automatically it will happen. Krishna will put us in that situation where we have to make the right choice. I remember one of our very dear devotees was dying, he was giving his body for cancer. His name was Toka Krishna Prabhu. And he was on the bed, about to leave his body, and they were all chanting for him. And that time, Zulane Ramasan Maharaj was giving a Bhagavatam class just before he left his body. Maharaj said, you may be leaving the body, but as you are leaving the body, on your 1 year, Krishna will be telling you, come with me, come to the spiritual world, I'm waiting for you. Come. And on the other year, Maya Devi will tell you, stay back. Next life, you'll have a better chance to enjoy. I'm there for you. Stay back. So Maharaj is saying, 1 year, Krishna will be telling you, come. The other year, Maya Devi will say, stay back. He was saying, even in that last moment, you have a choice. So we have a choice. But therefore, instead of becoming great pandits, great scholars, great ritualistic pujaris, we have to seek devotion. Better to be simple like these women who are attracted to Krishna. I'm sure you also know many people, many devotees unknown to the world, how they left this world. Such amazing Krishna consciousness. They were not great scholars, gurus. They did not have millions of followers on Instagram. But when they left this world, they gave inspiration to so many people. So this is a chapter when we realize that if we choose Krishna, it may be a painful choice, that moment of choice. But if we choose Krishna, we will always be successful. And tomorrow we are going to dive deep into this topic of where did these Brahmanas miss? What? Because knowing Krishna is not simply studying scriptures. There are 3 levels of knowing Krishna, and we will complete the discussion tomorrow. At this point, I would like to pause, and if we have 5 minutes for questions, it's 9 o'clock. We'll take 5 minutes if there are questions or comments regarding what we discussed today. And so the main point is, I know Krishna, but am I experiencing Krishna's love? That is the topic today we discuss. So we may know the Brahmana knew Krishna, but they could not experience Krishna's love. So they are missing Krishna in some way. So tomorrow we'll complete the part 2. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All the rituals which never forget Krishna and listening. So, but in organizational setup, there will be rules, regulations, scriptures, sadhanas, madhyam, but if you say we do not need it, then we almost make it.
I didn't say we don't need it.
No, I'm saying anybody thinks that because they want to spend okay, just do this sadhana, other things. But then the end also, we should be qualified.
No. Seva. When I say sadhana, there are 3 things: hearing, chanting, and service. HSC. Always say 3 things. Hearing, service, and chanting. All 3 are part of our connection with Krishna. Without service attitude, our chanting will have no substance. And we are chanting but not doing seva. And we are doing seva, but we are not chanting Hare Krishna. Then that seva will become materialistic. There has to be both. There has to be balance. But ultimately, we have to choose Krishna. And even that Gurujan Prabhu says that Prabhupada said double it, book distribution, double it for Krishna. And he says many times we focus on double it. But we forget that double it is for
Krishna.
Then for Krishna we forget. See, even if we can't choose Krishna, there is still hope for us. I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture recently. You will that time you will hear this. This is December 1st week, 1974 in Bombay. Prabhupada is giving lectures on Ajamil section. And in one lecture, he explains very beautifully what is the goal and what is we can practically do. He says our goal is we want to capture Krishna. We can't capture Krishna, but he's saying very poetically. Our goal is to capture Krishna by love. He gives the example of Mother Yashoda. Then he says, okay, we cannot capture Krishna because we are not qualified. Then he says, at least we can choose Krishna over Maya. And some of you may say, Prabhuji, but I cannot choose Krishna also because, I choose Maya. Then Prabhupada says, okay, see, you have chosen Maya, then you suffer. And after some time you become sober. Then what do you do? Prabhupada says, come back to Krishna. You can always come back to Krishna and say, Krishna, I'm sorry, I chose Maya, I should have chosen you. So what is the first idea? Idea? Idea. Top. Capture Krishna by your love. You can't capture Krishna then? Choose Krishna. If you can't choose Krishna, come back to Krishna. Then Prabhupada says, somebody will think, but Prabhupada, I cannot come back to Krishna, my mind is wandering all the time. Prabhupada dismisses it with a very funny example. He says, these women in India, he gives an example of Indian women. He says, they are so busy, they're working hard whole day, they're managing house, they're getting water, they're doing so much work. This is the answer to your question. Main example Prabhupada gives. He says, we have to do all the seva, all the work like these women are doing whole day. But look at these women. They are so busy, they are working so hard, but they ensure that their hair is in proper order. Then Prabhupada says, they will do a lot of activity. They will be so busy, but they are particular to take care of the bunch of hair on their head. He gives very graphic example. He says, similarly, the devotees are busy working whole day, they are doing so much for Krishna. But that bunch, taking care of hair is compared to what? Remembering Krishna. Somehow we have to ensure that we take a break or pause and do something, remember Krishna. But if you can't just sit and say, I remember Krishna whole day, I will chant whole day, that will not happen. Forget institution running. That person, it's not good for that person also. Because that person, only when he has service mode, he will be able to experience Krishna's love. Otherwise, we may be sitting with the holy name, but mind will run everywhere. So it is very important for devotees to serve for their own benefit. But when we are serving, we get passionate. So therefore, Prabhupada says, take care of a bunch of hair. Means remember Krishna. Pause. Connect with Krishna. And then again, now, it's not that whole day this lady is taking care of a bunch of hair. She will do the needful and again do seva. Similarly, remember Krishna, connect with Krishna, feel Krishna's love, back to seva. Then again, seva mein kya hota hai? Our hair gets scattered. Our remembrance of Krishna gets all haywire. Then again we pause. Krishna, I love you. This is for you. Krishna, I want to offer this to you. This is very important, bro. You know what we can do? This is a simple technique I'm suggesting. See if this works for you. I know devotees will do this. The small diaries come. I don't have it right now in me here. The small pocket diaries come. So I also carry it. And what we do is, you can keep this in your pocket or in your purse somewhere. And with a pen also. So let us say you are very busy for morning whole day. Then let's say around 10:30 you get some time. Just pause. Take out your notebook. Take out that small pen. Just write what you did since morning and offer it to Krishna. Like, okay, first, I chanted 8 rounds in temple hall today morning. Krishna, this is an offering to you. Make the offering to Krishna and write why it is an offering. Because in Kaliva you have come as holy name and I'm offering this yajna. You offered that. Then let us say after that you did some cooking or you did some management seva. Offer it to Krishna. So you will realize from morning 5 to 10 a.m. there are at least 3 or 4 things you have done which you will offer to Krishna. So when you have done that small exercise, it will not take more than 3 minutes to produce. In those 3 minutes, you have remembered Krishna, you have connected with Krishna, you have offered your half day to Krishna. So your hair, bunch of hair, which Prabhupada says, you have taken care. Then again, 10 o'clock, you start doing different seva, different phone calls, different things. And around 3 o'clock, again take a break. Then we take break, 3 times for Gayatri. So take break. That time you can remember Krishna, offer Krishna. Even if you can't choose Krishna, even if the mode of passion takes over because of the nature of your work, we can come back. Prabhupada says, if you can't capture Krishna, choose Krishna. If you can't choose Krishna, at least come back to Krishna. Come back. Because ultimately we have to experience Krishna. There's another lecture of Prabhupada, Vrindavan 1975, I think, July, February. So there Prabhupada says, so you see this mango? July. February mango nahi tha. So Prabhupada says, you see this mango? So if somebody says, I see the mango, what is the use of seeing the mango? Seeing mango means actually what? Tasting mango, experiencing mango. And Prabhupada says, so devotees say, I want to see God. I want to know God. What is this seeing God? What is this knowing God? Seeing God, knowing God means you should taste God. Prabhupada says, we are chanting a holy name so that you taste God, so that you experience God. It is not simply, then Prabhupada says, mango, I see the mango means actually experiencing the mango. Similarly, when we say, I see God, the order, I know God, that actually means experiencing Krishna. So as sadhakas, we can practice this, spending some time every day, during the day, and offering what we are doing to Krishna. Krishna, this is for your satisfaction. Or thanking Krishna for allowing us to do that. Is that okay, Guru? Hare Krishna.
That's example appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
It is very, very really ending.
So, the surrender means actually is this? Surrender to Krishna is actually this?
Surrender to Krishna is?
You mentioned that we are hearing to Krishna but not surrender. Means we are doing the chanting, we are doing the seva, but we are not surrendered. So actually, what's the meaning of surrender?
Choosing Krishna, offering your emotions for Krishna, offering Krishna, this is for you. Prabhupada says in one lecture, what is prayer? What is surrender? Surrender means, Krishna, please accept me. If you can say this to Krishna. See, but that's the whole class of this, Mataji. That it's not about ritual, it's not about ticking boxes. I have done chanting, I have done hearing, I have done this, I have done cooking. But where is your heart? Have you offered your heart to Krishna? There is a very, very famous, very beautiful lecture of Prabhupada. I want all of you to hear this. July 5, 1971. Is there on YouTube? Just learn to love Krishna. It's a 15-minute lecture. How many minutes? Just 15 minutes. But in the YouTube, it will come 30 minutes because we have learned 2 lectures in that. The first lecture there is just learn to love Krishna. July 5, 1971, Los Angeles. In that lecture, Prabhupada says this famous story of, the story of South Indian Brahmin who was trying to read Bhagavad Gita, he was illiterate. You know that story? Yeah, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are a great scholar because you know the. So then that I'm using the exact words Prabhupada says. I must have heard it, I don't know how many times, 50 times I must have heard it. It's a very sweet lecture. Prabhupada says, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh, but you are crying reading the Bhagavad Gita. Then Prabhupada said, the Brahman said, I'm not crying, I'm feeling. I think we are disturbing the children. So Prabhupada said, so I'm not paraphrasing, I'm saying the exact words. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you actually know the Bhagavad Gita because you're crying. So the Brahmana said, I'm not crying, I'm feeling. Mahaprabhu said, what is that feeling? The Brahmana said, oh Lord, when I see that my Lord Krishna has become driver, of his devotee Arjuna. I am thinking, Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind. I feel Krishna is so nice. In the 15-minute class, at least 7 to 8 times Prabhupada says this sentence. Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind. This is Krishna consciousness. What is spiritual life? Prabhupada says, spiritual life means to feel Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind. Basically, ultimately, it comes to offering our emotions, offering our feeling. That is surrender. Externally taking initiation is not complete surrender. So, in that class, at least 7 8 times Prabhupada, so I repeated this class as it is in London last year when I went last time. I said, Krishna is driving the chariot of Arjuna. So, Krishna is so nice. So, one 9-year-old girl, she said, Prabhuji, Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot. Very nice. But I'm not feeling Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind because he's not driving my chariot. Like he's driving Arjuna's chariot. Then I told her, have you ever been? I asked her, but I looked at the audience. I said, has anyone of you ever been on a road or a plane or a car, anywhere, when you had close shave and you almost missed an accident? Have it ever happened with you? Everybody raised their hand. At some point of time, it has happened with them, right? You take the car, suddenly one moment you escape. So I said, who was driving the chariot of your life at that time? Who was driving the chariot? Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind. So if we can somehow connect to that feeling by remembering Krishna's intervention in our lives, then we can add emotions. We have to somehow add emotions in our bhakti. Okay. We'll stop here, 9:15. And sincere gratitude to all of you. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll complete the discussion on are we missing Krishna by discussing about how we can know Krishna and what exactly does it mean to know. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Really close for us. We take action to. So just to run to read the purpose for the language here. But Prabhu has a website which is called Yoga for Modern Age.com. Yoga for Modern Age.com. So on this he has so many articles. And some talks, some YouTube channel, everything, right? Where he's trying to help guide people the social media. He's also part of the Sanjay Party education and training body. And complex young men, the monastery, trains Saturday committee of our families. So we may experience this, right? It's very well known for the deep study of Srimad Bhagavatam and our tradition, and presenting it in a very simple manner, so that we can actually dance to it. So with that, we express our gratitude by loudly chanting Hari 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 Hari. So we'll have next class tomorrow same time. Okay. Thanks to the people. Yes, thank you.